Instagram, I felt like it had to like learn me, and I've had Instagram for 5 or so years now. I feel like it knows me very vaguely, whereas TikTok is kind of like, hey, I've known you your whole life. I've had it for a week.
I think it's a combination. TikTok's a combination of Instagram and Snapchat. Like it's you can
It's like Vine on crack.
yeah, it's like Vine on crack. Like you can post anything, right? And then if you watch it, right, and then it'll recommend something. It'll do a process of elimination to you, right? It's like, hey, you watch this, you might like this. You watch this, you might like this, and the more you keep watching things, they're looking at what you're watching, and then they're making suggestions. And the more you watch their suggestions, the more precise their suggestions become. And now all of a sudden you're like, yo, like, how did I end up at the fucking Met Gala? And I just had this, for a week. So
I think it's a wonderful thing. Like I enjoy it. I think the problem is that people forgot how to practice self-discipline. Like the one thing about all of these apps is that you can shut it off. You can just swipe up or whatever it is that you do and put your phone away, or you can go on any other app. But people forgot how to hold themselves accountable for what it is. Like people go talk about, oh, this is addictive. They get you to spend your money by tailoring this and that. It's you. It's not them. Of course, as a business strategy, they're going to market to you. And wouldn't you want your whatever you view to be tailored to you? Like everything else in life we want it tailored to us. We want our lifestyle tailored to us. We want our food tailored to us. We want our home tailored to us. But when you go on social media, it's a problem when it's tailored to you.
true, because they're like, oh, it shouldn't be.
Too addictive.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings because I think in a general way, sure, like self-control, discipline, all that stuff. But I think it's a problem when you have like teams of people who know how people work, like better than you could.
I still don't think there's nothing wrong with that. That's every major company. It's how Nike makes money. It's how all of these brands make money. Even cereal, like the boxes. You ever notice the boxes that are meant for kids, like Trix and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
They're higher up on a shelf, and the bunny is looking down because he's looking at the child, not you.
But the difference though is I think how often are you shopping for cereal? Whereas the phone it goes everywhere with you.
So that's the thing. It's the self-discipline. Because they're doing the same thing all these companies do. It's just that people can go on social media whenever they want, but they overindulge in social media.
But I also think it's the need though, because you're already in this situation because of the phone. Whereas you don't need like a box of cereal every day, maybe even a week.
But nobody needs Instagram. Nobody needs
it. But the phone is not that you need it, but kind of in this day and age, you need a phone, and it kind of puts you in that situation.
It doesn't, because when you buy an iPhone, it doesn't come with Instagram, TikTok. You have to download it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to create an account.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to browse it, and you always have the ability to delete it. You always have the ability to put a timer on your phone, screen watch, the whole nine.
But that's usually the tricky part, because as people, our time is limited, so we try to spend it as much as we can. We try not to make any of our time go to waste. So we have to fill that time with something.
But not even that. I think you're looking at it from the present going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at it from the beginning going forwards. Whereas like a lot of these controls, they weren't on the phone or Instagram, whatever. None of this stuff was known. Like I'm sure a lot of parents, if they knew that social media was going to be as addictive or quote unquote addictive as it was, maybe I wouldn't have let my kid get it, or maybe I wouldn't have got on it. But I feel like there was not a lot known about it. We got like into it, and then it's like found out like, oh, this is what it is or whatever. And it's kind of hard to go back.
I think I don't agree with that. I think it was something new. People got interested in it, but I don't think social media the only thing that evolved about social media is that there's more people on it. I think I feel like at the end of the day, it's up to each individual as to why it's quote unquote addictive. I still think that even in the very beginning, before people knew how addictive social media could be, it was still social media. Just like all of these businesses, they all use the same tactics to market towards people. I think the only clear difference is that social media is free. So you can not spend a dime and still scroll through stuff. And to what you were saying about how people want to spend their time doing, whatever. If this building was on fire, you think while running out, we pause to check our Instagram?
No,
because our priorities right then and there is to get out.
But
People's
we would
priorities is out of whack.
we would definitely record the building on fire when we get out of it.
Okay, so I get that, but that's after, like, there's people out there, who would definitely be like, yo, check this out. But that's their priorities. That's the first thing that's on their mind is getting the fuck out the building and getting out of harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
People who understand how to use social media, their priority is not to scroll through social media aimlessly. They use it to their advantage. And then, when you're down and you're chilling, then okay, I get it.
So I kind of agree with Darwin on this one because the use of social media now it's a part of society now. Like if we had known how addictive it would have been when it first started, we could have stopped it or monitored it.
Not that we could have. I think maybe we would have.
Okay.
You never know.
Yeah, maybe we would have. But now it's to the point where it's too late, where it's so integrated into our society now that people are legit going into schools and faking, school shootings.
I don't think that's social media. I think that's the individual. And I think that's just the things that they prioritize. Like some people want to be known for something, and that's social media is a platform, well, for better or for worse. If you want to be known for something, if you want to be known as the biggest killer in history, you could buy a gun from another state and go somewhere crowded and try to kill as much people as possible. But you would have ended up on the news otherwise if social media didn't exist. I think people's issue with social media is that it challenges your self-control. And people don't like the fact that it's up to them individually to control their self-control. It's like, damn, you mean to tell me that I have to tell myself to stop? Nah, I don't like that. You shouldn't do that. Like, nobody wants to put a ban on alcohol, but how much people does alcohol kill per year?